Hello guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Mario Valentino, and in today's video we're gonna talk a little bit about yoga and what is connected to flexibility, yoga, all this kind of stuff. In another video I did a little bit about flexibility, and people sometimes get confusing yoga flexibility, what's going on. So we're gonna cover a few things, answer a few questions actually that I had from my students and people that I know, and then as always, by the end, if you like to make a comment and ask a question, please do it in the comments or send me a private message or email. I'll be happy to copy all these things and answer these questions in video. And you have to demonstrate exercises and stuff, I will do it. And then if you want me to mention your name in the video, just say it, I will do it. Otherwise it's gonna be anonymous. So let's begin now. Yoga. I've been practicing yoga for many years. That's how I started. Actually, I started a little bit with a kind of stretching, but yoga helped me to develop all these systems, because they say, but yoga this and that. Now, the goal of yoga is not to make you flexible. The final goal. Many of you who are yogis and yogi teachers and who practice, you know that the final goal of yoga is not to become flexible or healthy or something. Yes, it helps you to go there, achieve great, stable mind, good health and stuff like that. But the final goal is much higher than that. So we took the asanas or the yoga postures from yoga, and we created a system. And to be distinguished a little bit, because there's a confusion. Some people think this yoga, there's so many yogas, and to make it a little bit different, we call it flexibility classes, but it comes from yoga. All the positions are yoga positions. Now the systems are different. Everybody has its own system, a teacher. We don't have any issues with that, but it's most important for the teacher. And I'm talking to my colleagues, teachers, yoga teachers, and it's that you practice them every single day. They ask Guru said, Swamiji, what should be the yogi? What is the yogi? You know, the yoga teacher. And he said, the example. I mean, yes, you cannot just find some system there, start teaching. And I mean, you can, definitely, yes, you can. But it's most important that practice yourself in that way, that you will know when somebody comes to you and ask you a question. You will know because you already experienced it. Sometimes people are gonna ask you a really difficult question sometimes, and you have to give them the right answer for that one. And the only way to do it, if you practice it for many years, so you know already what's going on in the specific position or system or something like that. So that's my advice to you. Anyway, so we take the yoga asanas and create the systems. Again, everybody can do their own systems, and we practice it. But the goal of yoga is much higher. Anyway, second question. They say, when is the best time to practice yoga or stretching? We can talk about both. Yoga is like you can involve breathing, you can involve concentration, contemplation, mantra, whatever. According to the masters, the best way is between 4 in the morning to 6 in the morning. Now you're gonna say, oh, who is gonna wake up that time? I understand, because I live in the United States. In the Western world, we are not used to that, but it's your decision. That doesn't mean that if you don't do it in 4 to 6, you cannot do it later, as long as you do it. But the best time is because, first of all, that time is the most quietest of all. Have you been trying sometimes to do a meditation, whatever, concentration, during somebody knock on the door, call you on the phone, text message, and then it distracts you? 4 o'clock in the morning, nobody's gonna text you, or even the birds sleep. So that's why. And also there's a different reason. There's a Brahma Muhurta hour, which is in that time all the great saints, they meditate. And you're gonna say, but how is it possible that in the United States it's 4, in India it can be this one? You know that we have only time and in the physical world. there's no time, there's no time and space. Everything is the same. It's all simultaneous. It doesn't matter, that's a different topics, but that's what it is the energy. So, and we're gonna focus that, so not about all this kind of where the masters meditate, is because it's quiet. Now, if you cannot 4 o'clock, anytime, as long as you do it. Sometimes you have to wait, not foot in the stomach, because if you do some a position that you squeeze is not fun. Some breathing exercises also require that empty stomach. But when you contemplate, I don't call it meditation. We're gonna have a different video about the word meditation, but for now we call it contemplation. You have to be comfortable. You have to have a little bit of food. You don't have to be hungry, not sleepy, not cold, not too hot, because you need to be comfortable in order to focus the mind in a specific technique. So anytime, for now. In the future, when you experience, you're gonna find your own way. But according to the scriptures, the yoga scriptures, 4 to 6 Brahma Muhurta time is the best. Oh yeah, somebody asked what kind of yoga do I teach, and do I have a different kind of levels? Well, the teaching I teach mostly the flexibility part of the yoga, and if somebody wants something more, then it's mostly one-to-one, because not everybody likes to do breathing, meditation, concentration, whatever. So we focus in the flexibility with my brother, have the systems and stuff like that. So it's levels. There are 3: beginner, intermediate, advanced. Now here is the confusion. We also have videos online that we sell stuff a lot, and some people call us and say, "Oh, but I'm very beginner. I cannot do the advanced systems." Well, yes, I mean, it's true, but if you, let's say, if you get the advanced ones, but you're not advanced, you can have to just take a few classes with us and online or whatever, and then you're gonna see that even that advanced positions, you can do modifications as much as you can and still do it. But again, if you're intimidated by the postures, you can start from the beginning, then slowly transition to intermediate, then advanced, and I'll be happy to help you and tell you if you can do on different levels. But yes, we have a beginner, intermediate, and advanced. So next question is, okay, they say, when it comes to eat, do you suggest eating before doing a class or after, and why? Okay. We mentioned this one, so it's especially if you stretch and you do back bending, also squeezing like that, it's not good to do it before that. Or if you eat, you have to wait, depends of the food, minimum 3 hours. If it's like a meat diet, maybe 2 hours vegetarian food stuff. So you have to feel kind of empty a little bit. And this is the first reason. But the second reason is like that. Let us say that you eat food, and forget about that you can tolerate these things. So what happens when you eat the food? 70% of the blood is concentrated into the digestions, into the stomach area, and all the energy one is there. Now when you start stretching, all the stretching muscles stretch, hold, and the blood is rushing towards the specific area of the muscles, body and stuff, and gets out of the digestive system. You know what I mean? That's they say it's good not to have any food, so everything is okay. And most likely is that if you eat and you start squeezing many times, you're gonna feel kind of not fun, and that's what it is. There's much more than that, but for now, in that question of a physical level, that's enough. So anyway, if I was always flexible, or I became by practicing, and can anyone becomes flexible like me? Okay, no, yeah, everybody can. I mentioned it in another video. No, I wasn't. With my brother, we were not flexible at all. Now, some people don't believe it. There is no way to prove it, but you have to take my word. We were stiff. So what happened is that through practice, yes, through practice, and I have so many examples of People, and the age doesn't matter. The age doesn't matter at all. People say, oh, I'm too old. No, it doesn't matter. It's to have patience and consistency. I will repeat it many times in all the videos. Patience and consistency. So no, I haven't been flexible through practice. That question, actually, how many times a week should we practice and to become flexible? I did mention it again. I'm gonna repeat it. I don't care. We do it every day. Different systems. Is because you need that area of the body that you stretched. You have to let it relax. But next day you take another one. So practically you will reach to the area of today, but it's gonna be a secondary area of muscle. So every day, and if when you go for a few weeks, the body will adjust, and you're gonna see how the progress is beautiful and balanced and everywhere. Even if you don't like the back bend, even if you don't like the joints, just do them. And again, for those who don't know, we have 7 systems. Front split, which is one leg in the front, one in the back. So to clarify, because some people think that this is the front split, but it doesn't matter. So to know, front split, we have system for side split, back bend, forward bend, 2 joints and shoulders. So I'm telling you this one so you know when I talk different systems. So we do different day specific system, and if you can do it on the same day and the same hour, it's even better. The body has memory. You're gonna see, try it. If you do it for 2 weeks and let's say 6 p.m. and then change it to 5 or 7, you're gonna notice it right away. Do I do other kind of sports besides yoga and stretch? Oh yeah, I mean, not sports. I usually like to do a workout like with my own body, like a parallels, bars, all these pull-ups, stuff like that, and the dips, and walk on the hands. Not specifically for gymnastics, but just walking and everything that is related to my body. I like with squats and different squatting and stuff like that. I like to hike. So I can do mostly those kind of related outside, nothing special. In a club, if I go, very light weights. You can do whatever you like. You don't have to stop. You just be consistent. What is the next one? Can you help someone suffering from sciatica? Many times we help people with sciatica, but it's kind of, each sciatica can be a little bit different, so I can make a video, different video for that one to explain a little bit, but definitely you can. Again, sometimes if the sciatica, the nerve is pinching there, and usually when you bend forward and you feel kind of pinching, then you have to not avoid. You still have to do some exercises, but not be too aggressive. You try to focus on the back, because some people, they're going back and they feel the pinch, to that side, to that side. So this most likely is one-to-one. In a group class, I taught people, and people told me that after taking the group class, without me knowing that they had sciatica, the sciatica disappeared in 2 weeks. But since everybody is different, then I prefer one-to-one to see, because sometimes we can modify the systems. So it's possible, yeah. Can pregnant women do yoga, and are there some exercises that she can do and others she could not avoid, or can she do all of them when I teach? Well, okay. You see, the woman, I have now in this moment friend of mine, she takes my online classes, and she's about to deliver actually. Today she did the front split system, and she's about in a few days. So you can do from the beginning to the last day, but obviously once you get to a certain level, when the stomach is big, you cannot lay in the stomach and stuff like that, and it have to be modifications. But if you can do, yes, until the last day. And again, I will suggest this one either to women go to a specific class for pregnant women, or one-to-one. That's very important. So because we can modify it the systems and she can do it. But yes, she can do from the whatever until the last day. She can do her yoga and go and deliver. Believe it or not. Let me see. Okay, so so she did some stretching class, and next day she said my muscle on my legs hurt. Do you advise to do another class after, even though we can have muscle pain, or should we wait a few days before doing a new class? Okay, we covered a little bit this one. If you're new and you do any stretching, not even stretch, you're gonna feel sore. So that's why you do the class, that systems. If you have a system, the next day you do something else. Disregard that soreness of the, just it's part of the deal. Once you get used to it, you will not have it. You're gonna have it only when you increase, you do more. Oh, I feel now. You haven't feel it for a month, and then you do a little bit more and you feel it. The stretch means that you went further. But yes, you can do another class if it's to advanced system, when you work only like a side split. Then the next day you might feel sore in the hips or something. Next day you do the forward bend or back bend, it doesn't matter. Continue and come back again, like that. If you do a regular system like a easy stretching, you can repeat the system the same. You're gonna get used to it really quick, but only the just average flexibility, general flexibility. I have a question here about for my monthly classes. I don't know if it's good for that video, but I'm gonna mention it anyway. So if we buy your monthly class and we cannot do the class for 2 weeks because of work, do you extend for 2 weeks and so we don't lose the money? That's it. Well, it's not for that video, but yes, it's flexible, no worries. If you are something to vacation 3 weeks, we can work everything, don't worry about it. But anyway, so to know. And I believe that's all for today. So please subscribe so I can so you can be notified when I do another video. And then if you have questions in the comments, please do it. I will be happy to answer them, demonstrate them, exercise if you have to, or private message into my email or Facebook or so forth. Anyway, thank you guys. See you next time.